Let me guess, you have been trying to Google for how to build a Kickstart file for Linux, but you don't find any resources especially free to do that? Let me show how it's done. I have seen people struggling with this, and I have a solution for you. So if you need the Kickstart file built for free without any hassle, let's see how it's done. So all you have to do here is to get yourselves Red Hat Linux version 7 or earlier. I don't know how early you need to go, but 7, 6 should work. I mean, 7 works for sure. Anything earlier than that, you have to try, but RHEL 7 works for sure. Or CentOS 7, which is the one I'm using here. I'm not going to suggest you Rocky Linux because I believe there is no Rocky Linux 7. So get yourselves a RHEL 7 server, get yourselves a CentOS 7 server, or something of that era. I know that these ones work. So either physical machine or a virtual machine. Then you go here, Applications, System Tools, and you do Kickstart, and you just need to follow along. So just fill this in. You have to specify all the languages, keyboards, where the files are. I'm not going to walk you through how to build a Kickstart file from scratch, but there is a video on my channel about that, so go and check it out. But this is just how to get a Kickstart file going for you. Then you just go File, Save. You give it the name, save. I'm going to, it's fine here. Then I'll just open a terminal and I'm going to show you that the Kickstart file was generated. If you go here, let me go here to the CD-ROM folder and we have the Kickstart file here. So nowadays, if you want to generate a Kickstart file using official RHEL resources, you do that. You have them on the RHEL's website, correct? But then you have, it's basically the exact same tool that I'm showing you here, but you need to pay a subscription to get access to that. I know you can get free subscriptions. I know. Don't type that angrily on my comment section. I know. But they're usually 1 year long. They only last 1 year. And but with this, we have your local resource readily available. It's not perfect. It does not allow you to get the full extent of the Kickstart file capabilities, but it's free and it's there and it's for you to use. So just get yourself a CentOS 7, RHEL 7, or something that you know that contains this tool. This tool is called system-config-kickstart, and you are good to go. Like and subscribe and comment. But wait, if you don't know how to get this tool, if your RHEL 7 or CentOS 7 doesn't have the tool installed and you're having problems because the official repositories are just disabled or turned off, stick around for in this video. I'm going to add right now a part where I'm going to show you how that works. So let me show you first if you are using a CD-ROM, then I will show you second how can you use using an ISO. So let's go. So here I have an example, a perfect example where I cannot install nothing using any repository. I'm trying to use the yum search or the nf search and nothing works, exactly because I don't have any available repos in the system right now. Okay, so this is what you're going to do to set up a local repo. This will work in any situation if you want to use a local repo. Here I'm going to be a little bit extreme because I just want to use a local repo. I don't want my DNF to contact the internet for nothing. Only use a local repo. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go to the etc and go to the yum repos d folder. And I'm just going to either delete this or move this out of here. I'm going to move it because that's how I work. So I'm going to move everything from here to somewhere else. So gone. This is empty. Okay. So when the folder is empty, what you do is you do a yum clean all. This is going to clean all the cache, all possible caches. And then even if you search for something, you may get something like this eventually. But if you try to install it, it just tells you that you have no available repos, because it's true, it has nowhere to find the files. So this is what you're going to do to use a local CD-ROM. So in this case, I have on my virtual machine, I have an ISO file set up as a ISO. So I have my CD-ROM, it's basically mirroring my ISO. So I don't have the ISO locally. That's for the second part of this video. I'm using a CD-ROM or a virtual CD-ROM. So if you're doing an LSBLK now, you'll see that since I connected my CD-ROM virtually, but I actually did, my GNOME auto-mounted this. He detected the change and auto-mounted this, okay? Which is fine, okay? But we don't want this. We don't want to use this folder. We want to use our custom folder. So I'm going to unmount this, okay? I'm going to unmount or disconnect my CD-ROM, okay? So going to slash, and I want to unmount it. And my SBL cable is going to show that it's not mounted because I want to use a custom folder. So I'm going to create a folder called mnt local repo. Okay. Then I'm going back to my yum repos folder. I will create a new file called local.repo, for example. And this is how you build a generic repo file. So I'm just going to put here in between brackets the name, local. I can be a little bit more care, local.repo. I'm going to give it a name, local repository. And I'm going to give it a base URL, which is going to be file, not fire, but file, column, // and then the folder. It was mnt local repo. Let me just double check if it was actually that the name. Local repo, yeah, correct. Then I'm going to put a parameter called gpg check. I'm not going to go into much detail about all of this, just follow along. Gpg check equals 0, enable it equals 1. Okay, so basically I'm going to access this like that. And as you can see, it's not mounted yet. So I'm going to mount this, the SR0 device, to the mnt local repo. It's mounted read-only. This is a good sign because it's an ISO. It's for all intents and purposes read-only. And now I can just do a yum search system-config-kickstart, for example. And now there we go. And now I can do DNF install system-config-kickstart. I'm using DNF, I'm using yum, basically the same thing. Oh, this is a RHEL 7, I'm sorry, you don't have DNF still. It's fine. Cool, install it. Don't use DNF on RHEL 7 systems, only 8 or above. Complete, and my tool is installed. So hopefully it's already here. System tools and Kickstart, all right? Or anything else. So let's do DNF install HTTPD, for example. Again, not DNF. Jesus, this is RHEL 7, not 8 or 9. And installing HTTPD. So now we have a fully functional local repo available to you, so you can go ahead and use it locally. This is not going to the internet. This is just going through these parameters here. So this is just getting the files from your local folder, which is mounted using the virtual CD-ROM. This CD-ROM has the ISO of the CentOS 7, so it's for all intents and purposes a regular CD-ROM. I'm going to show you next how you can do that using an actual ISO on your local system. Let's use an ISO file as our local repo. So I'm making a video series of videos all about this. So keep tuned, like, subscribe, and comment. It really helps, and you learn all about this. But today, this is about, or now it's about mounting or not mounting. Here I go, using an ISO as our local repo. If you don't want or don't have the possibility, or it's impossible for you to use the internet to get your files. So I'm using here a CentOS 7. Because it's kind of a good example for this, because as you know, on this video series, CentOS does not have, at least that I know of, any official on the internet official repositories. So let's then fix that. So here I have the ISO file. It's here somewhere. Okay, it's here, and this is the one. This ISO I want to use as our local repo. So let me just get some root access, because that's what we need. Cool. Now what we do here, like we did in previous examples, we go to etc yum repos d. Okay, we get all of these things, You can delete them, but I will move them out of here. Agora vou fazer a snapshot que não fiz há bocado, que me enganei, me esqueci. Edit this out, snapshot. Take snapshot, it begins. And you could delete those, you could delete all these repo files, but I like to move them, so I'm going to move all out of here to somewhere safe. I will not need them, but at least it will be for some safekeeping. So now I just do a yum clean. This is optional. This is just going to clean the yum cache, totally optional. And if I do, for example, yum install system-config. Get to know what this is already. Config kickstart. It will just give an error because it has nowhere to pull the files from, neither local, neither the internet. So I have shown you this video, or well, I have shown you here somewhere how to use the CD-ROM to be your local repo. Now let's use the ISO, and so let's get this a reference. So home student ISO. There's the ISO. On this folder or in this folder, I'm going to create a file called local ISO, for example, .repo. The name doesn't matter, and just make it .repo. Here I'm going to put a file, a name, really simple, that it has no spaces, nothing special. So then I'm going to do name, okay, equals. Let's local ISO repo, whatever. Now the juice comes here, base URL equals file column / int local ISO repo. So I still need to build that folder and its contents. We'll get there in a second. GPG check equals 0, enabled equals 1. Don't forget to put enabled equals 1 because I have made the mistake of putting 0 and completely forgot about it and just went nuts. So now you need to make this folder actually work with the contents of the file. And by doing so, what we do here is, okay, so let me get, oh, it's there. Okay, so what we're going to do here is mkdir, oh, I forget already. Jesus, my mind. Okay, mkdir. Let's call it can be on the MNT folder or anywhere else. I just like to use the MNT folder for this use case. There we go. And now I just need to do mount. Give the full path to the ISO and the full path for the local ISO repo. Mounted read only. This is good news because the ISO is, for all intents and purposes, is a read-only file. So let's list the contents of the folder and we should be good to go. There we go. Now let's try this again. Okay, so basically I have made a mistake on the local repo file. So let's check it out. Oh yeah, I mistyped USR. Probably most of you guys are screaming at the screen saying, you mistyped URL, you dumb one. Yeah, I did. URL. And let's try this again. Result is, there we go. We are connecting to the local repo. Completely confirm. Local repo, it's being contacted. You can see it here. No tricks here. It's here. And if I want to install it, I just say yes. And all the files are getting retrieved from the mounted ISO file that's acting like a repo. And so the ISO, it's the image of a DVD, this install CD or DVD, whatever. And as you know, until RHEL 7 or CentOS 7, they were like today. I mean, they are ready to go as a local repo. You just need to make the correct setup steps, and this is exactly what we did. But instead of using a CD or DVD, we are using ISO LSB. Okay, and there you go. So it's actually mounted, perfectly mounted on our. It's mounted multiple times. Very interesting. Well, it's working. So I can list all of that, and you can actually check all the details. This is perfectly expected. So there we go. It's there. It's mounted. It's being used as a local repo. Let me just show you guys the file again. etc.yum.repos.d. And you have the file, and you have the repository file. And you get it here. Okay. So this was how to set up an ISO file as your local repo. Ask any comments in the comments below if you have any questions. Like, subscribe, and comment. It really helps. And I'll see you in the next. Oh, I'm not showing you here how to mount an ISO permanently, just because I don't think it's the thing to do. But if you check my channel, I show you how to permanently mount an ISO on the FS tab file. So all is good. Like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.